Just text, I know it's a toss. Oh, but I hate the fact that we lost touch. Ayy, the Uber pulling up on call. Tell me, is you trying to fall through? I'ma leave it up to you. What you wanna do? Look, I'm trying to spend this time with you. Know we overdue. What you doing right now? Baby, won't you swing my way? It's been a day and I've been thinking out loud. I know I want you. Long time since the last time. Got a tab, we could run up. Knew you from the way, now we grown up. My look, yeah, made the realest ones nervous. But if you want it, tap in. I think that I know somewhere that we could go to crash land. We could keep the pace on slow jam. Don't leave me on red. Can we go back where we first began? No plans, all we had was the moment. Just text, I know it's a toss-up. We was raised a little different. Used to be ashamed who I was, now I'm paid by the sentence. Taking my time with it. Baby, give me yours, so I could get them butterflies trapped in your ribcage. Let me know we on the same page. Give me with a text, voice note or an emoji. Waiting all day for your name on the ID. So if you want it, tap in. I think that I know somewhere that we could go to crash land. And we could keep the pace on slow jam. Don't leave me on red. Can we go back where we first began? No plans, all we had was the moment. Just text, I know it's a toss-up. But I hate the fact that we lost touch. Yeah, the Uber pulling up on call. Tell me, is you trying to fall through? I'ma leave it up to you. What you wanna do? Lost touch, yeah. attention, but I keep everybody at a distance. If I build it, will y'all really come? Bought all these panties, but I really don't wear none. I like boys and I like girls, but I love my baby. Some may judge, but Emmanuel is still God within me. Yeah. I don't drink liquor, but it's something about a champagne toast. Still can't swim, but I sure could float. I rip the water parasite, but all the elements live rent free in my mind. Yeah. Moody. Moody.
It's the High Powered Podcast. Lit conversations, debates, and advice that keep you turned up.
Yo, what's up? Yo, what's up? How y'all doing? I know y'all doing. Ooh, this is the first time. Look at that. We got 427 people in the building already. I guess y'all really excited to see what I got to say about this, huh? Baby, y'all can't never figure me out. You don't know how I'm going to show up, do you? Right? You don't know how I'm going to show up, baby. You better stop trying to figure me out and just enjoy the ride. Stop trying to figure me out and just enjoy the ride. I want to welcome y'all tonight. Now, I'm doing one today because I might be out for the rest of the week. So I say, let me go ahead and hook y'all up with a little something tonight. Now, we got 448 eyes on us, and we only got 258 likes. So why don't we go ahead and get the likes up? All right. Now, tonight we are going to be doing the analysis. You know, anytime I go and talk to somebody, you already know I got to analyze the show. What's the point of going on there if I am not going to break down what it is that happened on the show and what I do? Because at the end of the day, I'm a teacher. At the end of the day, I'm a teacher. And my ultimate objective is to teach you how to learn from the field, right? To teach you how to learn from the field. Because most of my knowledge came from observation and analysis as opposed to books. Now, I can go and get a book to back up anything that I say because I can see it with my own eyes, thanks to my background in cell and molecular biology, right? So I'm trying to teach you how to use your eyes and see what's right in front of you instead of trying to explain it away with some fairy tale theories. You are not skilled enough to be creating theories about human behavior. So stop. Accept what people show you and stop trying to make up random theories to explain the irrational behavior that you are looking at. You understand? All right. So that's the purpose of reviewing these shows. Just like any football team or basketball team, after you play a game, you got to go back and review the tapes. All right. So that's all we doing here. That's all we doing on the High Power Podcast is reviewing the tapes, baby. Okay. We are reviewing the tapes. Okay. Let's see. So before we get there, y'all know I wanted to address something. When I was on Real Life Street Stars, I got a clip going around that says that men are slaves, right? That men were created to be slaves. As a matter of fact, they asked Charleston about me saying that men are slaves. Let's see. Charleston agrees with Auntie. I want to play that for you, and then I want to play something else for you, okay? So we're going to watch this clip, and we're going to show where Charleston says he agrees with me in a way. He does. Charleston does a lot of double talk. Charleston White does a lot of double talk that where you can't really, most people who can't see through people, they take their words for face value and they can't figure them out. And this is how people end up going crazy. And this is how you're able to gaslight people, because people don't have the ability to get to the core of what somebody's saying. So Charleston do a lot of double talk. All right, but check it out. Listen to this.
Because if men have no purpose, how does she make it to this earth? Yeah, I met with her and talked with her. I actually like her.
Yeah, she's very bright.
Yeah. I f with her. But I think she says that for shock value. I don't think she really mean that. All things on earth have a purpose. And men are slaves. Men are slaves to their homes. Men are slaves to the women's feelings. Men are slaves to the concept of being a good daddy.
Right.
Men are slaves when they come to their families.
Yeah.
Yeah, men are.
So now, from the concept of being a man, men are slaves, right? Men are slaves from the concept of being a man, right? But when I say that men are slaves, they try to fight me on it, right? Because they just was like, they was reverberating it. First of all, what I'm trying to show you. What I'm trying to show you is that men are disagreeable with women just because they're women. It don't matter what you say. This is why I keep telling y'all to stop trying to reason with males, because males do not listen to women. It's something in their brain that prevents them from listening to women. So it don't matter if you say 2 + 2 is 4. The male is going to disagree with you just because, okay? So don't even try to reason with him if you are a woman. You are wasting your energy. Now, you heard him in the background, right? Kind of co-signing, right? What he's saying, that men are slaves to the house because it sound good. Listen, it sound good. It make the male feel good about himself, okay? The shit sound good. And that's all they want as males. That's all they want. Males need to live in delusion land because reality does not support their existence. So they have to create a land of delusion. And so if it look good and it sound good, even if it's wrong as hell, they are going to support it. They ain't going to listen to nothing that goes against the biological nature, which is degenerate. They're not going to want to agree with nothing like that. So black folks, black males specifically, know good and damn well that they was bred to be slaves. But he don't want the woman to see him as a slave, even though that's his position and has been his position in this country for umpteen centuries, okay? He wants to lie to himself. He ain't a slave. But when I say it, he ain't a slave. But when it comes to reparations, when it comes to getting shot by the cops, all of a sudden they slaves again. They just disagree with women just because they're women. Period. Stop reasoning with these motherfuckers.
They deserve to be slaves. Yeah. Who else go take that position for the family? Who else go take that position for the family? And the purpose, all we do is
they cutting so much stuff out. He's saying the purpose, all we do is fucking fight, because that's what I say. That's all they do is fucking fight. What Charleston White say?
That's the nature of a man.
That's the nature of a man. So he backed me up on that. He agreed with me on that because he know it's true. He know it's true. But here's the thing. They're proud of that, ladies. He agrees with that because they're proud of that. So they ain't got no fight. Right? When they talking to each other. When they're talking to each other. When they're talking to women, the lies come. Oh, not all men. That's just some men, right? Right? See, they can talk like this to each other, but not to women, because they're trying to get their needs met at the expense of the woman. So they can't tell a woman the truth, but they can tell each other the truth, right? You see them laughing. When males laugh with each other, that is an indication of consignment. Ladies, when a male laughs with another male, that is an indication of consignment. They're co-signing the message. So let's play it back. Let's go back to 110 and listen to him laugh once he says that. Because those are all men in the background. But they'll swear to God that it's just some men, but their subconscious mind and their behavioral patterns keep telling off on them. That's why I keep telling you, stop listening to them. Stop reasoning with them.
All we do is that's the nature of a man.
Co-Simon. That's men in the background. That's men in the background. So the nature of a male is to fucking fight. What did I tell you about how to read this world? Biology first, psychology second, sociology third. It begins with the foundation of life. The foundations of life is rooted in biology. Start there. And the nature of a male biologically is fucking and fighting. And the male, if you don't get him disciplined by the time he's 5, you practically done lost out. They practically a damn near lost cause if you don't start establishing stuff before they turn 5. Train a child in the way that he should go, and when he grows old, he will never depart. That is for males. That is not for women. Women's minds can change. The male's mind cannot. It's cemented.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just ain't real. Real life street stars. You know what time it is.
We interviewed a young woman by the name of Princella. And she's been going viral on our channel. She has some pretty radical views about men and their position in the world. She believes that we're meant to be slaves.
Who, men?
Men, and we have no purpose, no real purpose. We just here to fuck and fight. And since we can't do nothing past fucking and fighting, then we deserve to be monitored and monitored, because all we really good for is fucking and fighting each other.
She really don't believe that.
He say, I don't believe that. He say, I'm supposedly say that they good for fucking and fighting. He say, I don't believe that. That the purpose of a male here is practically fucking and fighting. That's his biological nature. He say, I don't believe it. Then what he say?
No. She really don't believe that. Because if men have no purpose, how does she make it to this earth?
Now, that's why you got to slow conversations down. I said the purpose of them is fucking and fighting. How did I make it to the earth? Because they was fucking and fighting. Ain't you a product of the earth based on fucking? And some of them just took it. Let me put my face in the corner, because I know y'all want to see me while I talk. I know you want to see me while I talk, because I'm too pretty for y'all not to be looking at me. Yeah. Listen. Okay. Listen. All right. Let's put me in the corner. Put me in the corner. Show the... And we're just going to go back over there. And... there we go. There I am, baby. There I am. Okay. All right. Anyway, here we go. Let's back up. How we get here? How I get here? Fucking and fighting. Because some of y'all just took it from a woman, right? Let's keep it a buck. Some of y'all just took it. Others was given a woman based on some artificial laws, right? So how I got here was based on what I said. Fucking or fighting.
Yeah, I met with her and talked with her. I actually like her.
Yeah, she's very bright.
Yeah. I f with her. But I think she says that for shock value. I don't think she really means that.
Baby, no, I'm not. Baby, this is not for shock value. Let me show you. When I say that they was created to be slaves, first and foremost, it's based on the male biology. The male does not have a biological purpose on the planet. He don't. Okay? So with testosterone making them brutes, sex and fighting, when you overbreed the male with no biological purpose, and the only way he would have a purpose is if you give him one, or if he discovers one on his own, which most of them will not, then you have a bunch of males who ain't here to do nothing, just taking up space on the planet and just consuming. So if you have all these males, what do you do with them? You put them in wars to make money off, have them fight your wars, use their body, and then throw them to the side. You put them in sports and make money off of that, right? Make them expel that energy. Then you put them in a house with a woman and put them in jail because of domestic violence, because they can't control themselves. This creates a whole host of problems when you have mindless human artificial intelligence walking around the planet with nothing to do. So to back up my claims, because I don't just say nothing and not have the ability to back it up.
It's got an afro. This is an afro right here. Or somewhat of an afro. It's not big, no. But they want us to wear skin head. What they call it, high and tight. High and tight. It's not my culture. Am I right around? They come over here, they get, all right, a Vietnamese girl. She called me a nigger. A nigga, a Vietnamese girl, and I know it's not part of their language. Can't nobody tell me that's part of their language, but I'm gonna go over here. The beast, you know that? See, we go over here, we fight. Okay, we fight to defend the water we drink, the land we grow our food on, and our way of culture. We also fight to protect Rockefeller's foundations. We fight to protect J.P. Kennedy's foundation. All these.
Now, you're mad at me because I said you was bred to be a slave. And here you got back in the 1970s, these soldiers, these Negro soldiers, facing racism in a war that really ain't got nothing to do with them, getting called niggas over there, and fighting to protect who? Fighting to protect who? Because you sure ain't doing it for no black woman. Cut the games, because you was just scooped up. It's a bunch of useless ass motherfuckers walking around here. Let's use them for our wars. But you're mad because I say that you was bred to be a goddamn slave. Because you are.
On in our way of culture. We also fight to protect Rockefeller's foundations. We fight to protect J.P. Kennedy's foundation. All these different kind of foundations that the black man can't partake of. You understand? And then we go back.
That the black man can't partake of. Slave. God damn it, slave. You's a fucking slave.
We're continuously harassed. It's not necessary. This ain't what we heard. This is what we know. See, we've seen it from the bird's eye point of view. We are the people here now, see. We see it now. This ain't what we heard, you know.
I know y'all haven't been out in the Ville. Now, just like you said.
Now, these Negroes complaining. Slave, slave. Look, this guy was on Real Life Street Stars after I said that males was created to be slaves, because you can't do nothing with them. You got to have something. You got to have something for these useless males that's walking like zombies on the planet. You got to have something to do. So since they use patriarchy and overbred the male, you have to use those bodies for something. You got to be able to use these bodies for something. And what you use them for? Picking cotton. Wars. You goddamn slave. Sports. Right? Prison. That's where you belong. Because that's what they bred you for. I don't just believe it, I know it. I'm not saying this shit for shock value. I am not saying this shit for no damn shock value. It just so happens to be shock value because people live in a land of delusion and the truth is knocking their ass smooth across the goddamn head. Hard.
Exist until I went to prison. I did not know slavery exists until I went to prison. See, I can speak about slavery, right? Because I've been a slave. The 13th Amendment abolished slavery unless you've been convicted of a crime. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I catch you.
I'm inventory at the age of 17, a slave for the state of Texas to serve 8 years of servitude in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
Now, why you say a slave? Because some people think that, hey, once you're there, you just get a bunk bed, you get a book, and you get to just sit there in boring silence for the rest of your days.
You asked me why I said slavery?
Let's go.
Have you ever seen a nigga pick cotton?
Nah.
Where have you seen a nigga pick cotton at?
Never in my life.
A slave, though.
Oh, slave. Yeah.
Nigga, I was sent to pick cotton. That's why I say.
Oh,
I'm
so
a
you-
slave.
so wait, so-
I was sent to see. I was.
Wait, all right,
I
so-
ain't never seen nothing but a slave pick cotton.
Wait. So
Yeah.
you have actually picked cotton off the cotton plant.
I have picked cotton off the cotton plant. Texas Department of Criminal Justice, you pick cotton off the cotton plant.
I remember.
I go out here to the fields, and this is something me and you would never think exists. Right around the corner here, it's plantations of nothing but cotton. The South Empire was built on cotton, and they hadn't changed it in the 90s. We was here to pick it. And look, when I got to the field, I'm like, I'm not picking that shit, nigga. I'm not no motherfucking slave. Y'all got, they drew their guns. You ask what happened.
Yeah.
You say what happened,
Yeah.
right? Oh, they trained for niggas. Oh, you one of them niggas. You think you ain't gonna pick, huh?
Yeah.
You think you Kunta, Toby? Roll right up me on them guns, told me get down on my hands and knees or they gonna shoot me. That's what I'm telling you. They got, you are a slave. They have the right to kill you.
Wait a minute, Charleston. What you say? What you say about what I say?
Purpose. How does she make it to this earth?
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Monitored and monitored because all we really good for is f***ing each other.
She really don't believe that.
The hell I don't believe that. The hell I don't know that. I don't really believe it. Yes, the fuck I do. Yeah, I don't really believe it. But you got a nigga up here saying, I was a slave in prison.
Kill you if you pose a threat to leaving this structure. No, damn. This is jail.
So
I am a slave. If I run, they shoot me in the back.
how many times you thought of running?
None. Well, what you mean?
So let me at any
So
point. you
listen. He ain't never thought of running. He didn't buck up at them motherfuckers in prison, right? When they drew them guns and told you pick that cotton nigga, right? So they get out and they want to bully women. They want to boss up on women. God damn it. Yeah, nigga, you was bred to be a motherfucking slave. I said what the fuck I said because it's the truth. And you don't like the truth because it make you look bad. Because you depend on women stroking your ego, telling you lies to put you in fantasy land, to make you feel like somebody that you ain't, that you're not. I don't know if y'all think I'm doing this for play. This ain't no motherfucking shock value. It's the goddamn truth. The 100% unadulterated goddamn truth that other people are afraid to speak.
feel like, man, if we all get in this together, we can overtake this shit.
That shit sound good,
Right.
bro.
Woo! It sound good. Now you got a nigga in prison around all these other buff motherfuckers. The niggas in prison saying all of this we can take over sound good. So they in prison where they actually slaves. Them niggas ain't taking over shit. But then they get out here and talk all this cash shit and want to dominate and control and bully women because they weak. And they can't bully and boss up on that motherfucker that done drew that gun on your ass.
That shit sound good, and I'm gonna get to that, right? So to this point here, right? They made me get on the ground. One of them got off the horse. When he got off the horse, if I made any moves, you get smoked. They get a free kill. They got notches on their shit from niggas.
Coward. Goddamn coward. And you wonder why the white folks dominate you, because the white folks ain't that damn scary. They not. All you niggas in prison, pumping iron, fucking each other, right? Because you highly sex, Fleece Johnson, booty monster. I call that nigga the booty monster, right? You see how Cookie Monster be eating them goddamn cookies? That's them niggas. Be glad to leave they motherfucking beards and they girlfriends so they can go on that booty monster. Yeah. Yeah, but then you get out of motherfucking prison and then think you gonna handle a motherfucking woman. But you couldn't handle that motherfucker with that gun in your face and making your ass pick cotton. Yeah. Yeah. And you think I'm supposed to have some motherfucking respect for you, and you don't even listen to me. You can't have a rational conversation with nobody, right? You want all these dudes to stroke your motherfucking egos. And then you go to jail, and you get bent over and get that banana in the tailpipe, right? Drinking nut milk every motherfucking morning, right? Putting that shit in your cereal. You want your cornbread and get out and thank you. How we gonna run and control women, nigga? Yeah. That's why you listen to what people say. Listen all the way. Hell no. Not I, goddammit.
And kill.
Yeah.
They keeping the score. Do you hear what I'm saying? That's why I say, let's not play with this shit. This is slavery. This is my first day. I'm like, you, what the fuck?
Oh, Adair, I just happened to see your comments. You know, I got to reenact that. So you married? So you married? And you letting a man bend you over? Ain't nobody bending me over. Oh, so you doing the bending? Oh, so you doing the bending?
Well, what you mean?
So let me, at any point, did you feel like, man, if we all get in this together, we can overtake this shit?
That shit sound good,
right,
bro. That shit sound good. And I'm going to get to that, right? So to this point here, right? They made me get on the ground. One of them got off the horse. When he got off the horse, if I made any moves, you get smoked. They get a free kill. They got notches on their shit from niggas they done killed.
Yeah.
They keeping the score. Do you hear what I'm saying? That's why I say, let's not play with this shit. This is slavery. This is my first day. I'm like, you, what the fuck is this?
You still a child? Yeah, you still a kid?
Too.
You what, 17, 18?
I'm 17.
17?
Like, what the fuck is this? Make me get on my knees. One of them get off, handcuff me, right? And I'm thinking this, well, at least I get a ride back in the building. I'm out this shit. They got me fucked up. No, that's not happening, bro. Guess what they do? You know, do they whip you? They don't whip you, right? This what they do. It's hot outside right now, right? Yeah. They have a trailer. Everybody know of a trailer, like they go on the track back of a truck. Yeah. They have a trailer that's enclosed with a fence, a regular fence. They handcuff you in this trailer, put you in this trailer like this, no seats in the trailer or nothing, for the rest of the day. Welcome to burning hell. I'm telling you, I've been a slave, bro. And that shit ain't nothing to play with. I can tell you this, though. By day 6, I was the most best cotton picking nigga they ever had down in that motherfucker. Look here, say, look here. And I wasn't the only one. It was some stiff cotton picking niggas down there. Do you hear what I'm saying? Hey, nigga, I'm telling you the honest truth. Meaning they have perfected on mentally and physically breaking niggas. And listen, if you got 2 out of line, I'm finna get to your story too. Listen. That's them breaking. After that, if you get 2 out of line, them niggas will whoop you out there. Hey, you fucking it up for everybody. Nigga, if boss man say, this nigga ain't acting right, them niggas will whoop you out there. So I went from that to having fights out there. And guess what? Fight, win, lose, or draw. Back to picking cotton. No matter what. Back to picking cotton. I did not.
So Princella don't believe what she say. I'm just saying this shit for shock value. But he can get on the same platform and say, I was a slave. Yeah, hell, shit. I was a stiff cotton picking nigga after 3 days. Shit. That shit sound good. We ain't taking over nothing, cause bitch, I'm not gonna burn. Shit, I'm finna get up out of here. Bitch, do what I say do. I'm the leader. Respect me. Yes, master, I picked the cotton. You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? That's why I don't listen to these niggas. That's why I don't listen to these niggas. They want to come bully you while they motherfucking on their knee for bread. But on their knee for that whip. Yeah, they were bred to be slaves. It's too many of them here. You know they ain't gonna. You know they can't control. You know they can't control testosterone. You know they don't have no impulse control. They believe in stroking their egos and being the worst type of person on the planet. So since they believe that, it's inevitable that they ass go to prison. It's a prison cell waiting on their ass because they gonna do something. That's why you breed them. You breed them. Why? Male sperm swims faster than female sperm, so you're more likely to produce a boy. Right? Put people on the bottom with lack of controls and put men on top of women in a patriarchal system where they need controls but they don't have none, and boom, you breed them to put them in, you breed them to use their bodies for slavery, to capitalize off of. Put their ass in sports, put their ass in jail. What else they gonna fucking do? Real talk. Put them in wars. What else are they going to do? They disagreeable. You can't tell them nothing. They hard-headed. What the fuck else they gonna do besides go to jail or prison? Yes, you were bred to be a goddamn slave. So, not only is the war a place for the elites to use their damn bodies, not only is the prison walls a place to use their damn bodies, sports are too. Remember when Colin Kaepernick compared the treatment of NFL players in the draft as a slave auction? I spoke to a football player who ain't Colin Kaepernick and who ain't Troy Vincent, because Troy Vincent also compared it to a goddamn slave auction. Here was another football player who played in the NFL who also likened it to a damn slave auction. And then you go in there and you make all this money for them and you end up with concussions, right? Using your body for entertainment. Yeah. And you mad at me because I said that the purpose of the male, the reason that he was born and produced en masse, is because the elites wanted to use his damn body as a slave. He's a slave. So far, I've backed up my goddamn points. I'm not saying nothing for shock value. The truth is just shocking to people who live in a land of delusion. So the male needs to feel like a king at home because he's true. He know he a slave. He know he ain't worth shit. But he don't want to earn a woman stroking his ego. He wants to beat her, bully her, and use her till she ain't got nothing. Because he can't beat up on that white man. He can't beat up on that slave owner. You can't beat up on that slave owner, so you want to beat up on your wife. You want to beat up on your girlfriend. You want to prey on 18-year-olds so you can beat up on them. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. Baby, I got your damn number. I got all 10 goddamn digits too. What else you say, Charleston? You say I don't really believe that. Well, I done showed you 3 reasons why I do believe it, but let me go ahead and read one of these. Let me read one of these. NFL executive compares combine to slave auction at meeting. The NFL's executive vice president of football operations, Troy Vincent, reportedly compared the league's player combine to a slave auction at a league meeting Wednesday. The comparison prompted backlash from several team owners who argued, damn, I hate when this shit do that, jumping all over the place, who argued it was necessary to evaluate incoming players before the league's draft, per a report from CBS Sports. Atlanta Falcons owner Arthur Blank and Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones immediately pushed back on Vincent's comparison, per the report, with Jones allegedly, damn, will y'all stop all this jumping? Per the report, with Jones allegedly calling it a privilege, quote unquote, to play in the NFL. The report claims a spokesperson for the Cowboys says Jones said it was an opportunity rather than a privilege. Other owners also discussed how the information collected at the combine is essential to make well-informed decisions on players to draft, per the report. Listen, you ain't nothing but a damn slave. Everywhere you turn, you a goddamn slave. And you're mad at me for what? The truth? The truth, let the truth set you free. But the truth hurts. And let me tell you who the truth hurt the most. The male. The truth hurts the male more than it hurt anybody. But anyway, let's go ahead and hit this Charleston White thing. So we can go ahead and start evaluating this to the T. Princella know what she doing, baby. Princella know what she doing, baby. All right, here we go. All right, so we're going to start from the beginning. Here we go, baby.
Family, and thank you for joining us tonight on Zulu Vision TV. You are in for a treat, and I am your host, Glittery Energy, and we are in for a treat tonight as we have two of the most real, authentically popping people up in these internet streets right now, okay? We have the raw, the real, the really big deal, Mr. Charleston White. How you doing tonight,
Hey,
baby?
how you doing? And you really glittery.
I'm really glittery.
Yeah, you really glittery too.
Thank you so much. Yes, and then we have the queen maker, the fuck nigga slayer, the female educator, Princella. How you feeling tonight, queen?
I'm fantastic. I couldn't be better.
Oh, thank you so much. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. Shout out to my chief Shaka Zulu, and shout out to DJ Genesis for sharing her vision and her space to make this colliding of worlds happen on tonight. So we have some great things in store for you. And let's just kick it off by letting you get to know these two amazing people, because there may be people here who have never heard of Charleston White and Princella. And my goal is that by the end of this, you will know exactly who they are. So I would like to kick it off over here with you, Charleston White. Can you tell us a little bit about your life experiences?
Yeah, can I first say something? They ain't got my feet showing that my feet ain't touching the ground. Is
Oh, well, how he looking, y'all?
Yeah, don't make me look like I'm a little bitty nigga.
Yeah,
My feet ain't even touching the ground, man.
A little bit.
Let me put my feet on the ground. I was trying to sit straight up and not look like a slouch. But I'm gonna slash like a motherfucker.
No, you look like a kid.
Yeah, let me man, I'm a 46-year-old black male who still trying to discover what a man is. Because as of most black men who grew up with our single mothers in our black communities, we never seen a man.
All right. At 46 years old, he's still trying to discover what a man is. He don't know, right? He don't know. So, is this truthful or is this double talk? Is this a mask or is it truthful? That's the question, right? Because he don't know. Now, as a woman, I know what a man is, right? I know how you become one, right? But I don't even talk to males because they're disagreeable. And a person who don't listen and who are disagreeable just because they can't learn nothing and they could never become leaders. A motherfucker that don't listen to shit, they can't lead shit, right? You can learn something. You can learn something from anywhere, right? But that's a topic for another discussion. But let's just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. He say he's still trying to learn what a man is.
We talk like we men. We talk like we know what men do. But we was initially taught to sit down to pee. And if there was a man in our world, we would have learned how to pee like daddy and not like mama. So we was engineered wrong from the beginning, right? Psychologically. That does something. And so the internet says I'm 53. So what the internet did was cross-reference, my information. So my marriage certificate, my wife is 53. I'm 46 years old. I like to call myself, I'm the product of the single mother, right? Who was a teenage mother, who makes it out of poverty, lands a great job during the 80s when the blue collar workers were booming in America. I'm first generation black child who got to go to school with white people after the Civil Rights Act, right? In the 70s, black people really didn't go to school with white people. It was in the 80s where our mothers made it into these affluent middle-class communities, looking for a better way outside the ghetto, trying to get a black boys a different life. And I'm a spoiled kid. I'm the kid that was who mother tried to give him everything because, for one, she worked a lot. So that's the supplement for her absence.
Okay, so he grew up with a mother that tried to give him everything, right? What have I taught you about giving males things? It destroys their nature. It destroys their development, right? Women have to cut the cord, but women don't know no better, so they try to get a male children everything, right? Which impacts them negatively, right?
Not as well, most parents want to give their children everything that they didn't have, which ultimately ruins them, right? So I'm the kid who would say no on Tuesday, you're grounded. When I get out of school on Friday, I go home, clean her room. When she come home from General Motors, she see the room clean. She feeling a little better than she was the other day. Mama, can we? And now it's yeah. So I'm the kid that needed those rules. And it's strange that she said that.
He's the kid that needed those rules. Male children need rules. They need rules. But women have been tricked into believing that girls are harder to raise than boys. Women truly believed that boys were easier to raise than girls, so they let their boys roam free. That's what they did. And that's what caused these dudes to live recklessly, because recklessness is in the nature of a male. That's the nature of a male. So in the patriarchal system that is hierarchical, you have heterosexual white male at the top, white woman underneath him, black male underneath her, and black women on the bottom in a white supremacy patriarchy. With black women being on the bottom and the black male being on the top, there's nothing to govern the black male's behavior, because the natural governor is the woman, but patriarchy put her under his feet. So this is how you get recklessness, where boys cannot control their behavior, and that's why you get it's your fault. Y'all should have chose better. You got 15 baby daddies because the male is not even designed to be free. The male is designed to be a slave. When you create patriarchy and you put people on the bottom of that hierarchical system, the wider the angle at the bottom, the less controls there are. So the black male is in a fucked up position because he's one in a patriarchal system that put his natural governor underneath his feet, and then he's at the bottom where there's less controls in governing behavior. So the black male is reckless, and he can't stop his damn behavior. He don't know how to stop it. Right? That's why he say, I needed those controls. Not only do you need them, The majority of them, all of you need it.
Because I got locked up at 14 years old. And so I seen a lot of psychologists, I seen a lot of psychiatry, a lot of counselors. And so part of my psychological evaluation and diagnosis was I'm the type of person, and most boys are, I have to be placed in an environment that is classified as limited settings, right?
Most boys do. Because if you know the makeup of the male brain, and you know the deficiencies, you know the hyperactivity. Let me tell you something. First and foremost, male children are more hyperactive because of their biological makeup. The chemicals that roll through their body, okay? They are hyperactive because masculine energy is a moving energy. I keep telling y'all, they're literally physical manifestations of a power cord, right? It's a current going through there. So not only do you have that, in this artificial environment, you have placed multiple pieces of stimuli in an environment that distracts people. You got lights, you got books here, you got all these colors. Every time you turn around, there is stimulus causing people to be quote unquote ADHD. So when you combine the ADHD with the chemicals in the male's deficits, you create a problem within the male where he cannot sit still, where you have to double down on the discipline and the controls because it's too much attacking his brain, right? So what he's saying here is how he was as a kid. And women do not understand the makeup of the male brain, so they don't know how to handle these boys. So you have to put them in settings where you take all of that extra stimuli away, because that's what he's talking about. Because the male's brain is already at a deficit. And with too much going on, you make them hyperactive. That's why you got to remove all that stuff out the room. So what you say again, Charleston? Let's go back to 4:10.
Part of my psychological evaluation and diagnosis was I'm the type of person, and most boys are, I have to be placed in an environment that is classified as limited settings, right? Meaning you have to place me in this environment and say, boy, if you go across that thing, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
You got to limited settings, and then you have to give consequences and rewards. That's how the male brain works. The male is mainly dominant on the left side of the brain. Too much stimuli, hyperactivity, right? This is the makeup of a male child. So it's no surprise to me.
We do this, we lock it. So you have to let her. So what she was. It sounds crazy, but she's psychologically beating up the world with the truth. And this has never been done before outside of rap music. Mm-hmm. So I see what the pushback is. She, when she was talking, and I'm trying to process what she's saying, and she's hitting the tier points and the pyramids, and I'm thinking, well, that's why the caveman didn't know how to talk to a woman. Drag her by her. We was brutes.
Oh, he say we was brutes. Was is past tense. That's the nature of the male. And it has not changed. That's the foundation of him. And if he does not get molded with a team of people, the male needs a team of people to structure him. This is why it takes a village to raise a child, because if you have everybody on the block who is responsible, right? If the male child walks out and Miss Linda next door see him doing some fucked up shit, Miss Linda tell his mama, who also tell his daddy, and other people in the community hold this boy accountable, which makes it difficult for him to hide his hand. the reason why males are out of control is because they broke up the community. The community was women, and all of this got broke up through the concept of the nuclear family. When they created the nuclear family, it cut the woman's support system off, made the woman depend on the male to help her with shit that he is not naturally designed to even handle, and it isolated them from their neighbors. So as technology went on, people became more and more disassociated, giving the male an easy hideaway, because nobody is accountable and responsible for each other no more. So you can have controls in your house, but when he walk out, everybody mind their own business and ain't nobody telling on him. There's nobody to hold him accountable. So then when you flood the population with more males who behave like this, you create a problem that cannot be solved. Right?
We had to learn. And where do most boys learn how to treat a woman? The feminine energy.
So here's the thing. I keep telling you that the nature of a male is conquering. He said that they was brutes. No, that is, listen, the default setting of a male is Pookie and Ray Ray. I don't give a goddamn what they talking about. The default setting of a male is Pookie and Ray Ray. The male individually, all of them are individuals. You cannot judge a collective of males off of one individual male, because that individual male can either make a decision to put in effort to eradicate and get as far away from his default setting as possible, or he's too lazy and he will be stuck at his goddamn default setting. So don't let them motherfuckers talk about no Pookie and Ray Ray when all of them have the nature of Pookie and Ray Ray. That's their goddamn default setting. Right?
So I'm everything that she described, but I had a mother who tried.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Back it up a little bit. 5, go to 450. When he starts saying that, because that is that brutality. He just said it. We was brutes. No, you are brutes by default. He just said that they have to be taught. Why do they have to be taught? Because women are nature's resource. The woman is nature's resource. That's why her intimate area looks like a peach. It looks like it looks like a half of a strawberry. The woman is nature's fruit. She is nature's resource. The male is a consumer by nature. He is a parasite by nature. So when he comes out by nature, he is looking to consume and get his needs met. The reason you have to teach a male to respect a woman, because when you put women in front of males, it's like you putting food in front of them. It's like you're putting steak in front of them, and you're telling them, be a gentleman, have some etiquette, don't be greedy, have some self-control. You got to teach them how to respect you, because they're not human like you think they are. They are here to consume you. So now you got to teach them how to respect the motherfucker that they here to consume. Listen, you have to teach them how to respect the person that they're here to consume. That's why it's so damn hard. Because they don't see you as human. Because you're not. You're food. You're a tool to use to get his parasitic needs met. Why the fuck you gotta teach, coach, and train somebody? You only have to do that when it ain't in their damn nature. That's why.
How to treat a woman, the feminine energy. So,
you don't got to teach them how to treat other parasites. Listen, you don't got to teach them how to treat other parasites or other predators. It's all cool. But when it comes to a woman, you got to teach a man how to respect a woman. Baby, respect is respect. The definition of respect is the same regardless of who you're dealing with. But why does it become a different thing when it's a woman now? Why is it a different thing when it's a goddamn woman now? Because they do not see you the same way as they see their buddies. How do they see you? How? They see you as something to consume, something to hoard, something to conquer and dominate. So since they come out seeing you that way, you got to teach, coach, and train them not to be fucking brutes and animals. You got to teach them not to do that.
I'm everything that she described, but I had a mother who tried and thought that she could raise boys on her own till we started getting in trouble as a teenager. Now she want to go try to get the other kind of man, but by this time, it's too late.
By that time, it's too late. What I tell you? What did I tell you? Baby, you got till 5 years old with a male child. You got about till 5 years old because, baby, once you get past 7, for sure, it's too late at that point. And damn sure once testosterone hit, it's too fucking late. Because they don't listen to women. Listen, Charleston White agreed with me for the first half of this thing and everything I said. Do you know that males disagree with me for saying the exact same shit that Charleston White agrees with? They don't agree with me just because it's coming out the mouth of a fucking woman. The male does not have a thing in his brain that makes him see you as an equal. It's something wrong with him. I listened in on a second for a dude that called himself reviewing this, and I heard this nigga said, he say, I can't agree with, she be saying good stuff, she be saying some truthful stuff, but I think that she trying to manipulate me into agreeing with her, so I can't agree with her, because if I agree with her, that mean I'm pushing a feminist agenda, and I'm pushing a woman's agenda, so I'm not gonna agree with it. I can't agree with her. So if I disagree, that means I'm standing truthful to myself as a man. But if I agree with her, because I think she's trying to manipulate me with the truth stuff, we don't know her intentions behind. So I can't agree with the shit that she's saying. This how they raggedy asses think. And that's why I keep telling you to stop reasoning with these motherfuckers, because they are unreasonable. They all in the comments disagreeing with me, but agreeing with Charleston White for the same goddamn shit.
You know what I'm saying? So, I get it. I didn't think it was gonna go like this, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Right, okay. All right, see, I can already tell that we are cooking up some real goodness tonight. So let's take it over here to Miss Princella. Can you please go ahead and just tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're bringing?
All right, well, I'm Princella. They call me the Queen Maker. A lot of people call me Pastor P, maybe because of the power in my voice, but I'm a woman's advocate and social reformer. And I have a background in cell and molecular biology. I got commissioned as an officer in the Army. I've written 3 books. I was top salesman in the car industry, cell phone industry, direct marketing industry. So I've been out there, and a lot of people look at me and they take me wrong because they try to analyze me and put me in a box. Now, I have to tell people who and what I am. What qualifies me to say the things that I'm saying? Because as a woman, just because you're a woman, you're already discredited. See, Charleston don't have to have no degrees or nothing, no college education, and these motherfuckers will take whatever he say for face value. As a woman, you got to go above and beyond, right, to prove that what you saying is legit. So I can't get out there and be talking about, yeah, I'm a street motherfucker. Yeah, I went to jail. I got 2 baby daddies, so I know, you know what I mean? No, you get condemned for any motherfucking blemish that you have and that discredits any information that you speak as a woman. So I got to tell them that I ain't no dumb motherfucker. I got to tell them that I'm not no dummy. And even with that, these retarded motherfuckers, that's why you don't talk to them. These retarded motherfuckers will still discredit peer-reviewed research. They will discredit motherfuckers that got goddamn letters behind their name, and I can regurgitate the exact words that come out of a male's mouth who went to an accredited university, who got the degrees, got the letters behind their name, and they would disagree with me just because it's a woman saying it. Just because. So that's why I got to let you know how I come to my conclusions, because I'm not pulling shit out of thin air. That's why I got to pull up the videos to back up 100% of the things that I say when it come out of a male's mouth. Because bitch, you not gonna keep on. You not gonna keep on fucking with me. I'm gonna let them talk for me. I'm gonna let them do all the goddamn work while I just sit here and say, I told you so. I told you so. That's all I'm gonna do. So y'all better start acting. You better get your goddamn acting skills on, baby. Because if you can't, your actions are gonna prove me right. Everything you do, everything you say. And label me or compare me to social standards. But what they don't realize is I have lived a life on my own, right? I grew up, I was in a abusive home, and I lived in a family where I was the quote unquote black sheep, and I was not the favorite. And some of the things that happened, Why am I saying that? Because motherfuckers really like to think that a bitch had it easy in life. People sure like to act like this, specifically the male. He want a bitch whine and complain about his life, and he swear that women just have it all easy. People in this system don't have it easy, right? So I got to let you know that I stayed on the streets, yeah, right? I've been in abusive relationships, yeah. I done been put between rocks and hard places. I was in the military, right? Blisters on my feet, carrying a goddamn 45-pound rucksack. 8-pound weapon, miles and miles and miles, yeah. Got my commission, went to school, yeah, I did all that. Because I got grit and I got willpower, and I didn't get nowhere off of fucking nobody. That's right. So I think everything that I say, I'm qualified to motherfucking say it. Grandmother used to put me and my brother out on the streets and wouldn't feed us all day while she fed my other cousins. We got treated really bad. And so throughout life, I had to figure things out on my own. I was always on my own. So people talk about me, but it's like, okay, well, as a girl jumping from house to house, living on the streets, was I supposed to get it out the mud and depend on myself, or was I supposed to run up to a man and ask him to help me in a situation like that? Right? See, I intimidate a motherfucker because these dudes have been lied to. They feel like the qualities that bad motherfuckers like me possess are qualities of a man. Those are actually qualities of a woman. The man is a male who has matriculated to manhood to possess the characteristics of a woman. But they ass been lied to. And so this is why they're so angry, because when they see a woman being a woman, they believe that that's something they're supposed to do, and they keep failing at it. They struggle at being this goddamn tough. They struggle at being as disciplined as I am. They struggle at being as productive. And they jealous and they get mad because they really think that's what it means to be a man. Yes, but the man takes on the character traits of a woman. Period. Because see, that's how you get pimped. That's how girls get pimped. That ain't me. So by going through these experiences in life, I gained a knowledge and a wisdom. And so with my background in cell and molecular biology, I learned how to analyze and process information by observation and critical thinking and facts.
Called qualitative studies.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with that, so cell and molecular biology did that. Then spending 8 years in the military and going through officer candidate school and ordnance to become an ordnance officer, I learned how to lead. So not only do I know how to lead myself, I know how to lead others, but I also know how to see if somebody else is capable of leadership or not. Then with my studies, with being a top salesman in the car industry, working around men, that is a male. This is all experience. Baby, you can't know nothing. Let me tell y'all something. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is the Holy Trinity. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. People believe that knowledge is what I'm giving y'all. Baby, my knowledge is your information. Knowledge is not something that you hear. Knowledge is just not something that you come across on goddamn YouTube. Knowledge, to know and not to do, is not to know. To know is the root word of knowledge. So how do you end up knowing something? By applying the information. It all starts with information, baby. It's information all around you. Everywhere is information. That ain't nothing but useless information if you are not putting it to work. If you are not doing something with it. To know and not to do is not to know. You just got a bunch of information. So to have the knowledge, you have to apply that information and it becomes a part of you, right? Then you have wisdom, the timing of when you do something. The timing of when you open your mouth and when you keep it closed. Because just because you know something don't mean that you're supposed to speak it. Just because you know something don't mean you're supposed to do it at that moment. Sometimes you got to wait. See, that's wisdom. And understanding is when you can take high-level abstract concepts and dissect them and present them in a way where even an elementary school student can understand it. That's the Holy Trinity. Right? If you don't matriculate into that knowing as a male, you will never become a man. And that takes a lot of goddamn discipline. Something that these motherfuckers don't have. Right? But I do have it. I do have it. Right? But even with me having it, some of these motherfuckers just ain't got no respect because they what? They jealous, they envious, and they self-loathing. The industry, this is about as snakish as you can get if you ain't doing dope and stuff like that. That's about as snakish as you can get. I'm dealing with males. I'm succeeding in this rough, hardcore industry, right? I learned firsthand in the field human behavior and human psychology. And by me being a tomboy and most of my friends being males, I have gathered a wide variety of information that I've been able to piece together to give a whole picture. So not only do I have leadership, science, I have philosophy under my belt, ecology, I have political science, I have sociology, psychology, human behavior. I got all this shit. I got a grasp on all this shit, right? I'm not here to argue with people because I know what I'm talking about. I either teach you or I stop talking to you, right? Right? Because wisdom reigns supreme, right? But I got to show people, because I'm in a female body, a motherfucker automatically don't respect nothing that I say just because I'm a woman, right? Even though I'm qualified to say what I'm saying, I'm overqualified to be saying what I'm saying. Of these subjects under my belt to back up everything that I say, and what I found out is that this world is 180 degrees upside down on its head, and in order for this world to be better, you have to put women back in charge, because without women knowing better so that they can do better, we will not have a functioning society, and we will not have a planet that is viable for us to live as humans. So I'm here to empower the woman, period.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that, Princella. Well, there you have it. I wanted you guys to get to know who these people are, and now we're going to jump right in. So I've been doing a lot of research on both of you guys, and I have some questions prepared. But we're going to free flow because you guys have a lot to offer and a lot of knowledge to offer.
Yeah, she an expert. Yeah, she an expert. Yeah, I got these motherfucking skinny jeans on.
I'm an expert. He didn't co-sign, right? Now it's really important that y'all watch this, because when it get ready to take that turn, I'm going to show you why it took the turn it took. And I'm going to show you how it took it, right?
Fucking with me with these tight draws. I'm going back to baggy jeans. I'm sick of this shit. No, she's an expert though. What she described herself as a person who goes to college, right? The college just gets you the degree. But that's why they want you to do an internship, right? The internship is going to give you the qualitative experiences that matches the quantitative, the data and the knowledge you done got. So when she says I was a tomboy, I was in the military, I was in selling sales and cars, that's probably one of the most dominated male industries out there as a career choice for a woman, and to be a top salesman. So she had the barriers, she had the ideology, so she had to fight against everything.
So he's agreeing that qualifies me to say what I'm saying, right? Because it does. Because I got comprehensive knowledge, because that's what experience is. I have comprehensive knowledge in all of these fields, specifically male psychology, and behavior, right? So he validates, even though I don't need his validation, but males need his validation, because they ain't gonna listen to shit that I say unless Charleston be like, yeah, she right. Because they don't respect women, because they here to consume you. So why would they listen to you, be against them, because say anything that's against them to make it harder for them to consume you, right?
She like a I'm sitting here listening to her. She's like a gay male who was raised around all his aunties and aunts and things and know everything about a woman. So he
know, he basically saying, bam, I know a lot about men. He's co-signing that.
Go out and beat it. So she didn't try to become a man. Yeah, she looked kind of tough, but she didn't become a man. She just soaked up all this knowledge and data. She can really teach.
I can really teach, which I can. The evidence is here. I'm good at what I do. He see I'm good at what I do, right? He see I'm good at what I do, and he's validating it at the beginning, right?
So I understand now because I had no knowledge of who she was. What I just seen her on Fresh and Fit, and I said, yeah, that's my partner. Where she had a sucker ass nigga. So this my first to get to hear what she is and what she's done. So.
And I think it's definitely a recipe for magic tonight. The fact that you guys come from what we would think is such different places, but then through your life experiences, because you both have so many different life experiences and so many things that you've been through, and it's brought you to this place where it seems like of agreeing. So it's going to be really exciting to kind of dive into that. So Princella, I want to go into a little bit about your book. You know, you've written some books. The one that we're going to be talking about today is The Game, 41 Shades of Men. Please check it out if you haven't had a chance to. I want to ask you a little bit of question about something that you mentioned in the book. There's something that you named that's called the push, pull, beg, and plead method.
Yes.
So could you please define that, explain it, and tell us how...
I just saw a comment in the comment section. This is why y'all need to take my Love, Men, and Manipulation Decoded workshop. Somebody say men are not capable of pure love, only transactional and conditional love. God damn it, ain't no such thing as no transactional love and conditional love. It's one love. And the pure love that you're talking about is a condition in and of itself. There is no such thing as unconditional love. Love is a condition in and of itself. So, I'm an expert on this. Y'all need to sign up for my Love, Men, and Manipulation Decoded workshop because I prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that men cannot love. They can't do it. They don't even have a concept of love. It's one love and one love only. And men are not capable of that one love. Period.
That's counterproductive for women.
Okay, so in order to create a society that functions the way we do, you have to create resistance, right? Because through creating resistance and doing a backflow of energy, you create a whole host of problems that you can be an individual to create a solution for. So so feed people poison, make them sick, bam, I got the solution, right? Create a whole host of issues by creating a backflow of energy, and then you create a solution to the problem. So how women believe about men is that men are leaders, they're providers and protectors, and that you are special if they give their love to you. So this is the belief, the subconscious belief that's deeply ingrained in women that motivates them, because men can't stop being men. The nature of a male,
I keep saying that.
The nature of a male, if you know anything about the occult or esoteric information, you have 3 planes. You have a physical plane, mental plane, and the spiritual plane. And the law of gender, or the principle of gender, is masculine and feminine energy. On the material plane, you have a masculine and feminine counterpart. The male body is the masculine counterpart on a 3-dimensional plane. That means, as a masculine vessel, he still operates on the masculine principle. And what is the masculine principle? The masculine principle is a moving energy. It moves, it does. It's not a still energy. So women believe that they can stop men, that they can.
Why you always moving? Why you won't be still?
They think that they can make males be still. So they believe, they try to use quote unquote love as a power tactic to manipulate the male to sit still.
Come in the house, sit down, boy, be still. Y'all quit that.
And it ain't just kids, it's just males. Women try to manipulate men to stay monogamous, to stay with them, stay at home. The male can't stop moving. The reason he can't stop moving is because he's in the masculine vessel on the physical plane. And the masculine counterpart is a moving energy. It's supposed to move. This is the reason why the male's testosterone levels are higher, because that literally is the power source that keeps the masculine vessel moving on the 3-dimensional plane. So women believing anything other than trying to keep a male and trying to keep him still, she causes herself problems because you're going against the flow of nature. You're going against the flow of the natural laws and the laws or the principles of the universe. You're going against them, causing yourself problems. Masculine energy is not meant to be still. And so women push, pull, beg, and plead to get masculine energy to stay still, and it don't, and she set herself up for failure because she creates these illusions or these lies in her mind that she believed that she got the power to make a moving energy sit still. And she lose every time. She lose every time. Beg, plead, push, and pull method is the method that women use to try to convince men to do what she want him to do. Give her emotions, be monogamous, do all of this, which is totally counterproductive because it'll never work, right? And so in order to fix the problem, you change the flow of the energy and you go with the flow. Women do not want to go with the flow of males because they do not understand the psychology, the nature, or the makeup of a male. And so they cause themselves problems trying to push, pull, beg, and plead for him to emotionally connect with her. For him to... The male can't emotionally connect because half of himself is even shut down. Half of him is shut down. He don't even know how he feel in his own body. He can't even come up with the words to explain how he feels in his own body. On top of having to control the effects of testosterone and try to stay still and be a gentleman in an artificial environment, and while he's trying to do that and not being able to connect with himself, here you come. Here your silly ass come. You don't ever connect with me. You don't ever express yourself. The male is not emotionally expressive. He's emotionally reactive. The male is not emotionally expressive. He is emotionally reactive. So when women keep putting this extra pressure on men, they cause men even more problems. All because women are ignorant of male makeup. To be monogamous and all this stuff, which the male is incapable of doing because it goes in direct opposition of his nature.
Charleston, I'd like to give you a chance to respond to that.
Man, shit. What, man? She just done, that's it. Man, the boy been a fuck up from day one.
You see how he agreeing with me? Listen. These dudes' daddy, because Charleston is their virtual daddy, they done replace Kevin Samuels with Charleston White, okay? Charleston is agreeing with me because I ain't saying nothing crazy. I'm not saying nothing outlandish. What I'm saying is totally sound. It's sound. And he ain't got no fight right now. He don't have no fight. He can't do nothing but agree with the truth. Remember my objective, ladies. When I talk to males, baby, I ain't got but two objectives. And let me tell you, neither one of those objectives is to change a male's mind. I don't give a damn if a male changes his fucking mind or not. I don't. I don't care. Males are disagreeable. I'm a woman. They don't give a fuck about my opinion. They don't give a fuck about my education. They don't give a fuck about what I'm saying. So I'm not trying to change their goddamn mind. I'm not trying to reason with them. So Princella, if you ain't trying to reason with them and trying to change their mind, what's the point of you even talking to them? Because I'm going to show women. I'm going to show women through field evidence. I'm going to take random motherfuckers that I don't know nothing about, that I ain't never met, since they say it's just me and you know. And I'm a get up against any one of them. I don't care. And they're going to do one or two things. They will do one or two things. They will bow down to the truth and agree and have to tip their goddamn hat. They will do that, or they going to get out of character. They only got two goddamn options. Whether they change their mind or not and be a better, I don't give a damn. I'm not there for that. You will bow down to the truth, or you will come out of goddamn character. You ain't got nowhere to run. And either one of them that you do, I win. Because you will prove me right through either of these actions.
Hey, man, she broke us down. That energy can't sit still. That's why he fucked up if his mama saying, be still, sit down, y'all quit making that noise, and he never get to go outside to get that energy out. That's why when he go to school and he don't get to go to recess, that energy cannot sit still, right? So she broke down the whole makeup of us. This energy has to eat and it has to fuck. That's the desires of this energy.
This energy has to eat and have to fuck. What did I tell you? I told you when you put a woman in front of a male, it's like food. It's like you putting a steak, because at the end of the day, it's consumption. The male is here to consume. And what did he just say out of his mouth? This energy has to eat and fuck. Eat and fuck. Baby, that is at the bottom of Maslow's hierarchy of human needs. That is at the bottom, the animalistic nature of a male. He's driven by that. And with testosterone being 15 times more concentrated in the body of a male than a female, this energy becomes a hard goddamn thing for this male to control while he's integrated into a system, an artificial system at that, and trying to tell him to be socialized. You are trying to domesticate a wild animal. That's the reason that they call this shit the concrete jungle. A concrete jungle, because it ain't nothing but animals. So you take concrete jungles and hood rats. Listen to me. Concrete jungle and hood rat exist at the bottom of Maslow's hierarchy. And the male who has been put in a freedom position in a patriarchal system, who has to be controlled, has no governing controls, and he operates at the base of his fucking nature. And then you wonder why we got goddamn problems. And you wonder why we got problems. That's why.
So when a nigga go get a job, the job is for food and sex.
Yep, that's it.
The woman is for food and sex.
Listen, food and sex, he telling you, y'all. He is corroborating. He is literally corroborating everything that I already told you. He's corroborating everything I teach. He go to work for food and sex, not for your ass. He goes to work for food and sex. So let me tell you something about homosexuality. Let me tell you something about homosexuality in the Bible. Why it was labeled as a sin. Because first and foremost, the Bible, all of the patriarchal religions were made for men. It talks to men. And I keep telling you that the male follows commands. The male does not listen. He follows commands. This is where you get the 10 commandments from. And he just told you that this energy has to eat and fuck, and that they were brutes. And all of the greatest minds on the planet, Plato, Socrates, Aristotle, Immanuel Kant, Carl Jung, they all say that the male is a fucking animal. And actually worse than an animal. So they have to eat and fuck. The male, Charleston himself said that a male does not care and he will stick his dick even in a gas tank. He said that on Fresh and Fit. while he was talking to the girls. So a male will put his dick anywhere and he does not care. When a male fucks, they don't do nothing. So, and the male don't have no control. So religion was created to control the male because the male will fuck anything. And it don't matter what he fuck. He will fuck a dude. And they was doing that. So they put homosexuality as a sin so that males could control themselves to some degree. Because without religion, they become beasts. That's why Disney called it Beauty and the Beast. Carl Jung said, man is an animal gone mad. Man is an animal gone mad. And the only two ways out of this madness is that he either has to become an animal again, where you put him off in the wild and let him roam free out there and stay away from society. He either need to become an animal again, or he needs to become more than a human. This is from Carl Jung. He has to become more than a human, which means he has to be extremely disciplined. He has to be above and beyond average. This coming from Carl Jung. And you wonder why you have problems. But these are the people who want to lead a goddamn relationship, who can't even control themselves. So of course you already know I gotta come here and pull up my Think and Grow Rich, right? And just turn to the leadership page, organized planning, right? All right. The major attributes of leadership. The number 2 major attribute of leadership in Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, self-control. The man who cannot control himself can never control others. Self-control sets a mighty example for one's followers, which the more intelligent will emulate. The male either has to become an animal again and let him roam wild and stay away from society, or he has to become more than a human, which requires a massive amount of self-control, which the majority of them do not have because all they think about is eating and fucking. Food and fucking. That's the nature of the male, and he does not want a woman. They'll sit up here and teach you as women to lower your standards because males don't have the self-control to climb the ladder to get to you. So you got Farrakhan and all these goddamn podcasts teaching women to come down and accept a male where he is. That ain't how this shit work. And it's because of this teachings that have fucked up the whole world. It is because of women being lowered to accept the male at his beast nature. When you give a male a reward, because those males work on reward systems, when you give a male a goddamn reward where he's at, you will cement him in that behavior. You will trap him there. That's the reason why they give these guys all this money for playing sports, for rapping and doing all that, because they want to cement them dudes into their lowest nature where they can never come out. Because that's what you do when you reward. And let me tell you something, a woman is a reward for a male. These niggas can't control themselves, but they want to sit up here and control you. Listen, let's hear Charleston say it himself. Let him say it himself. I just want you to hear him say it. Let me- Okay. Let's finish watching this part of it so you can hear him say it.
Because all we really good for is each other.
She really don't believe that. For the family. And the purpose, all we do is, that's the nature of a man.
Right. The lowest nature. The lowest of the lowest nature. Trapped in the animal state. And then they want women to accept them there, where they never elevate, where they never can be better people.
What's the problem?
What's the problem is that whole nature, when you multiply it across the globe and all of these males are like that, you end up with total destruction of planet Earth. That's a goddamn problem. A major one. Over consuming on the planet. Not putting nothing back in it. Because the male don't like to give. The male does not like to give to the feminine. They like to destroy. I remember when I used to stay in this in these apartment complexes, and rent wasn't but $465 at the time, right? All bills paid, including cable. And the candy lady, she used to cook and everything. She used to be in the other building across from me, and I stayed upstairs in my building. Man, these dudes would go up there and buy food from her, come and sit on the steps, eat it, and just leave trash all over the goddamn steps. And me, being a humanitarian and a lover of planet Earth, I have to clean I have to clean up behind the motherfuckers. Why would you take a bunch of styrofoam, eat a bunch of tacos and all of that shit, finish eating it, and leave the shit on the steps? These motherfuckers are consumers. They don't put back into the planet, and you got to make them. You have to teach, coach, and train them and put them in the military and make them do shit to give back to the planet, because they won't by nature. By nature, they will consume. And this is the mentality that has been multiplied across the fucking globe. And we sitting up here laughing. What's the problem? It's a big goddamn problem. Because you're telling women to accept this shit and not expect nothing else from y'all. Cementing you into a low grade behavioral pattern.
What's the problem? That's the nature of a man. That's what brings balance to the world.
Balance? I tell you, they all live in delusion. I don't care who I took that. They all live in delusion. Africa's being raped of all those natural resources. People are in this artificial system, can't even pay their fucking rent. Destruction, sex trafficking, kidnapping. Balance. You got 70 million more males who are males just like you. Food and fucking 70 million more in the eastern regions because of the one-child policy. Balance. Balance my ass. We didn't tow up the fucking ozone layer. You're killing all the goddamn livestock. The fucking oceans are fucked up. Balance my ass. What planet are we living on? What planet are we living on? Delusion.
Us men. Take us out the picture and you go find one of these women trying to play us fucked up men.
Yeah, because everybody fucked up, right? Under patriarchy, brainwashed to believe that the male was God. And that he's some goddamn standard of morality. That he's some type of standard. The male is no standard. Man is an animal gone mad. And there's only two ways out of this madness. Either he need to become an animal again, or he need to become more than human. I'd be damned that the fucking beast is the goddamn standard. But women have been manipulated and conditioned to see them as the goddamn standard.
Yeah, take us out the picture, and one of them gonna start trying to play us fucked up men. Dominant over a woman.
Dominant over a woman, but can't be dominant over their damn self. They can't stop going to jail. They can't stop desiring to do degenerate shit. But they think that the nature of a male is supposed to be dominant over a woman. The major attributes of leadership. The following are important factors of leadership. 2, self-control. The man who cannot control himself can never control others. Self-control sets a mighty example for one's followers, which the more intelligent will emulate. Number 3, a keen sense of justice. Without a sense of fairness and justice, no leader can command and retain the respect of his followers. They don't have no justice for women. 0. They don't have a sense of fairness for women, but they want to be leaders when they nothing more than goddamn parasites. 8, sympathy and understanding. The successful leader must be in sympathy with his followers. The male wants to claim that he's a leader of a woman, but don't have no sympathy or understanding for her at all. The male is not a fucking leader. He is a self-interested parasite.
So I get it. I get it. I believe the same thing about women. I believe women ain't got no purpose. They just here to serve men. Do what we say do. And shut the fuck up.
Alright? They do believe that. Oh, he just saying that for shock value. No. That's not a polar opposite, because I mean what I say. I'm serious about it. Because I can prove it. Right? But they mean that shit too, because they constantly do that. They constantly say that. So that's not shock value. That's the truth. Because that's what men believe. That their job is to reign over women and dominate women. But you can't dominate that motherfucker that got you out there picking cotton, though. Right? And telling you, don't run, nigga boy. Don't run, nigga boy. Pow! Put you in a goddamn hot ass wagon. You ain't fighting against that motherfucker, but you want to dominate over the woman. You want to pick on somebody that ain't your own quote unquote size. And y'all wonder why I keep telling you to stop listening to these motherfuckers. This why they scared of me, because they scared that I'm gonna show women the truth and that women gonna see it and wake up. I don't have to do nothing. They do it for me. They doing the work for me. They doing the work for me.
Yeah. She has other traits. But if he's not capable and he don't have the energy to identify the traits outside of her cooking and fucking, then all he'll use her for is that. He can't do nothing else.
Wait a minute. If he can't, listen to what he just said. He'll only use her for that. If he can't identify nothing outside of cooking and fucking, then he'll just use her for that. Which means That's why I say the 41 shades of men, the pursuit to subdue and use you. See, he's not consciously thinking about what he's saying. His conscious mind is not on. It's his subconscious mind talking. He didn't even realize he said that. Go back, 1550, 1545, let's see.
Sex.
Yeah.
She has other traits. But if he's not capable and he don't have the energy to identify the traits outside of her cooking and fucking, then all he'll use her for is that.
All he'll use her for is that. If he can't see nothing else that he can use her for, because he don't got the energy of the, then all he will use her for is that. I keep telling you that the male is not capable of love, and that's the reason why I got 41 shades of men, the pursuit to subdue and use you. The male uses women. They can't stop telling on themselves. No matter how hard, they can't stop telling on themselves. And people really believe that I'm pulling this shit out of thin air. I'm not pulling it out of thin air. They telling you out their own goddamn mouth. Y'all ass just ain't listening. And you making up theories like that chick. She didn't make, listen, somebody tag me to that shit. The woman with the cancer, and she gonna come up there defending this goddamn dude who is just using her body to fulfill his needs. Oh, he didn't mean it like that. I told him that you used the wrong choice of words. God, stop taking up for this motherfucker. Stop trying to flip reality into some other bullshit. This is what women do. They see the truth and don't want to believe it, and then they'll flip the shit into some other shit that it ain't and sell theyself a lie. The woman will sell herself a goddamn lie. Oh, he didn't mean that. I told him that you used the wrong choice of words, that I just roll over and suffer through it, even when she don't want to. That was just the wrong choice of words. Girl, he using your cancer-stricken ass. He using your cancer-stricken ass. Your ass on chemo and having to fuck when you don't feel like it. He ain't really mean it like that. Yes, the fuck he did.
He can't do nothing else.
And
he
so,
cannot not be a man.
And that's why he cannot not be a man. And what is a man? A motherfucker that use you till he ain't got nothing else to use you for. Food and fucking. Food and fucking. Y'all better stop playing with me. Fight me when I say men are incapable of love. They fight me, but he just said it. Look, I just said it right there. Men are incapable of love. Charleston did not buck at me right here. When I said it right here, Charleston didn't say nothing. He just said food and fucking and using a woman. That just came out his mouth. And then I told him right here, when I say that men are incapable of love, he just said it. Charleston didn't say nothing. So why did he say something later on in the video and flip the script? Why did he flip the script later on in the video? Do it. Here's why. Because men live in a perpetual state of scarcity. Sex is something that they cannot control. They can't. He say he can't. You see, he backing him up, backing me up. He say we can't. Self-control. The man who cannot control himself can never control others. He just agreed with me that the man can't control his sex urges. Seconds or a minute, sex is going through their mind. It takes so much energy just for the male to control his thoughts and stay focused.
That's why they go find God. That's why they have to get that religion.
Listen, Charleston is corroborating everything I said. Didn't I just tell you that religion is made for them to control the beast nature that's in them, because these motherfuckers will fuck anything. They will fuck men. They will fuck chickens. They have a wild beast nature. That's the reason why men need religion. And he's saying it as a male. He has corroborated everything I done fucking said up until this point. $16.31. Let's go to 16. Sex is something that they cannot control.
Can't.
They can't. Every 20 seconds or a minute, sex is going through their mind. It takes so much energy just for the male to control his thoughts and stay focused.
That's why they go find God. That's why they have to
They
get
have
that
to
religion.
find God. They need religion. Religion is not for women. It is for men. It's for men.
Okay, tell me a little bit
You see that? One accord. We in total agreement, saying it at the same time. He knows the nature of a male. Now, he understands that men need religion, right? Now let's tie this into ideological subversion. Ideology. Let's look up ideology. Baby. Oh boy, I'm a beast at this shit. I am a motherfucking beast at this shit. I love it. I'm a teacher, baby. I'm a teacher. I'm not a debater. I ain't debating nobody on shit. The fuck I'm debating for, wasting my damn breath. Hold on. Ideology. An ideology is a system of ideas and ideals, especially one which forms the basis of economic or political theory and policy. Similar beliefs, ideas, ideals, principles, doctrine. Let's look up ideals and let's look up doctrine. These are two words that are associated with ideology. Ideal. What is an ideal? Satisfying one's conception of what is perfect and most suitable. Existing only in the imagination, desirable or perfect, but not likely to become reality. Ideological subversion. Ideals, right, that are rooted in male thinking, patriarchal ideals, satisfying one's conception of what is perfect and most suitable, existing only in the imagination. The patriarchal ideal existing only in the imagination, desirable or perfect, but not likely to become reality. What is associated with ideal? Doctrine. Doctrine. A belief or set of beliefs held and taught by a church, political party, or other group. A doctrine. So when you indoctrinate somebody, you put beliefs in their head. You're typically a church. Patriarchal ideals, patriarchal doctrines are centered for the male to do something that is imaginary or something that makes a more perfect world for the male. And this is why the religion spoke to the beast and gave him 10 commandments, because the male follows commands. And so to make the male a better quote unquote human, you gave him doctrines and commands to control the wild beast nature in him. So they say that they needed religion, right? What is ideological subversion? To subvert. What is to subvert? Undermine the power and authority of an established system or institution. So ideological subversion is to undermine the power of the philosophical practices and ideals of a country. So philosophy. Philosophy produces a byproduct called morality. The United States corporation was built off of patriarchal ideals. In 84, the ex-KGB de facto came in and spoke about ideological subversion and how the patriarchal system was under attack at that time. When you undermine the power or the authority of the ideal that the country or place is founded upon, the first step to doing that is demoralization. Moralize means you create the ideal in the philosophy and say what's right and wrong to do under that philosophy. Since it was patriarchal doctrines, it was what? Christianity, one of the Abrahamic religions, the patriarchal religions, that was the foundation of the United States corporation. The first thing they did when they undermined the power of the ideologies that the United States corporation was built off of, they began to take the morality away, which is the first step called demoralization. The male needs a moral compass. But since it was built off of males, you put them in a position where you remove the moral controls off of the male to cause them to go crazy and exist in their lowest nature, because it was only the fucking religions that was holding them together. And they weren't even being held all the way together because they were still doing some raw, wild shit, but they was a little bit more controlled than what they are right now. It's worse right now. Now, this was a 20-year process. It's been 30 years since Yuri Bezmenov spoke that. So now what you're looking at 30 years later, you're looking at a demoralized male because they removed the philosophical practices that was targeting the male's behavior. The male no longer believes in quote unquote God. He in the conscious community now. The God that was controlling the male has been fucking removed. But he tells you that they need God, right? They do. But they have no God now. They don't follow no commands and they don't listen to nobody. They stopped drafting the male into the military. So now he don't have no disciplines nowhere. Not from religion, not from the military. You see what the hell done happened? And the male need to control. And they done took all of the moral controls off the male. Baby, I can show you. I know this shit, baby. I see this shit with clear eyes, crystal clear.
About that.
Yeah. Okay. So males, first and foremost, you have a
y'all ain't never talked to this one before either. And man, we talking the same shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Listen. He was all cool. He say, man, he hadn't. And he say, we talking the same shit. Because we are at this point. But where did the turn come in at? Hemisphere, and you have the right hemisphere. The left side of the brain is the analytical, logical side of the brain. It is the masculine side of the brain. The feminine side of the brain is the right side of the brain. Okay, that is the creative side. This is where all of your art forms come in. Leadership is an art form. All of the arts. Public speaking is an art.
Can I stop you right quick?
Go ahead.
That's why when you look at some of the greatest men who ran some of the biggest families that we know of, it was the woman. Barbara Bush, the Miss Kennedy, it was the woman who was raising these niggas to be great leaders.
Exactly. Exactly. It's the feminine. So the masculine, what women do not understand.
So he agreed. And all of that is corroborated throughout history. Women make males look good. They make males look good. Males basically build everything off of women and take the credit for women's work. That's what they do. And they've been doing it. So when a motherfucker want to talk about we built the world, you built the world with whose motherfucking guidance? With whose designs? With whose creativity? The woman. With whose work? The woman. Men, this system has conditioned everybody to despise the feminine and cut the feminine off and shut it down. The male naturally operates from his left side of the brain. So the male is more logical in terms of, when people say the man is more logical, they put a period right there. That's not the end of that sentence. The male is more logical and is more analytical in terms of getting his needs met and survival.
Well, but because he had to be made up like that to survive on this planet.
So he's agreeing. Right? He agreeing that, yeah, this the way we operate. And it's because, right? So the male has not evolved. All these centuries, the male has not evolved. They still think and behave the same way, even though they've been put in an artificial system. They're still behaving like they was in the cave.
Was a hunter in the beginning. He had to go hunt his food in the beginning. So he couldn't tap into the feminine side of the brain because he would be afraid to go in that darkness to go kill to feed his family for his survival. So he had to be analytic. That's why he's the hunter. That's why they say he's the provider. He was when he had to go hunt.
The male has never been a provider. The male has always been territorial consumer. That's just a romanticized idea about themselves. Right?
Women, so it was a difference, right? So that's why when and I struggle with it. That's why when a man and a woman are having conversation about what he done wrong, what she done wrong, they very seldom can come to an agreement because the man can't relate to her side of the brain.
Listen, he's saying the male cannot relate. Listen, he's saying it. The male cannot relate to her side of the brain. But when I say men are incapable of love, why are people fighting me then? If he can't relate to her side of the brain, which is where all of this other stuff comes from, which is where the concept of love even comes from, if you can't connect to that side of the brain, how on earth could you be capable of love? He's not even hearing what he's saying. So let's go back. 1844. We're going to go back to 1835.
About what he done wrong, what she done wrong, they very seldom can come to an agreement because the man can't relate to her side of the brain.
The man, they can never come to an agreement because the man cannot relate to her side of the brain. But when I say the male is incapable of love, then you're fighting me. Why? Why would anybody fight me if you just said that you can't relate? It's like, I don't understand why it's so hard for people to believe. First and foremost, the male has nipples that don't produce no milk. He's incapable of producing milk. He's incapable of pushing a baby out of his body. You can see these two things. The chromosome, the X chromosome carries the majority of the genes. The Y chromosome carries about 100 genes. He's missing a bunch of genes that the woman has in the other X chromosome. So with all those missing genes, wouldn't it be, ain't it possible for him not to be capable of doing some shit? If he missing that many goddamn genes on his Y chromosome, would it not be plausible to say that the male is incapable of doing a lot of things. Why is this shit so hard for y'all to believe? Why is it so hard for you to see? They keep telling you in many different goddamn ways, but they don't want to believe. They don't want you to look at them as being incapable of love, because ladies, that's their power card. The only reason that these men have a problem with a woman saying this shit is because that's the card they use to manipulate women. If they can't use love to manipulate women, women would just definitely not deal with them, because what's the point at that point? Your dick 3 inches, you got, or 2.5 inches, you got dick cheese around the little bit of dick that you do have. You got gooch grease, boo-boo Fruit of the Looms, you abusive, you neglectful, and you broke. And then a lot of you ugly. And now they find out your ass can't love either, and you fat with titties. Why in the hell would she be dealing with you after that? The only thing that a motherfucker can manipulate you with is fucking love. That's why they do not want me to say that men are incapable of love.
She's saying, tell me how this made you feel, and he's telling you what he thought.
And here's the thing. Listen, I shouldn't even said nothing right there. I should have let him keep on talking. I should have let him keep on talking. 1849. Let's go back to 1845, 35.
And I struggle with it. That's why when a man and a woman are having conversation about what he done wrong, what she done wrong, they very seldom can come to an agreement, because the man can't relate to her side of the brain. She's saying, tell me how this made you feel, and he's telling you what he thought.
And listen, let's go back. Let's go back. I keep telling you, men are not natural leaders. I keep telling you. Y'all gonna believe me one day. Baby, I am a master at this shit. I'm a master. That's why I'm so confident. No matter how many people fight me on it and disagree, baby, I'm gonna stand strong on this, because I know what the fuck I'm talking about, baby. And I can prove it. So if I can prove it here, just imagine what I'm proving in my workshop. Just imagine how I break this shit down in my workshop. You ain't seen nothing yet. I promise you ain't seen nothing yet. 10 major attributes of leadership. 8, sympathy and understanding. The successful leader must be in sympathy with his followers. Moreover, he must understand them and their problems. He must understand them and their problems. What did he say? Let's go back. Let's go back. 1849 to 8. Go. Let's go back. Woo!
About what he done wrong, what she done wrong, they very seldom can come to an agreement, because the man can't relate to her side of the brain. She's saying, tell me how this made you feel, and he's telling you what he thought.
And he telling you what he thought. He can't relate, which means he can't understand her. Sympathy and understanding. The successful leader must be in sympathy with his followers. Moreover, he must understand them and their problems. The male can't even do that. He is not fit for leadership. The male can't lead. He can't love. He can't do shit but eat and fuck. He can't do shit but eat and fuck and beat on his chest. Yeah. One of us, General Patton, right? Patton on leadership. Leaders are readers. In cold weather, general officers must be careful not to appear to dress more warmly than the men. Fighting through the grim winter of 1944, especially during the Battle of the Bulge, and as a student of the disastrous Russian campaign of Napoleon, General Patton fully understood the physical, emotional, and spiritual toll continuous exposure to cold weather takes. As a leader, it is part of your job to appreciate the toll that difficult times may take on the people you manage. Stop. General Patton fully understood the physical, emotional, and spiritual toll continuous exposure to cold weather takes. The male wants to lead the woman, but he does not understand the physical, emotional, or spiritual toll that his goddamn reckless behavior may take on the fucking woman. Don't play with me, goddammit. Woo, you can't fuck with me, baby. Stop trying. Because everybody else out here playing. Everybody else on fucking YouTube and shit playing. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. This is not a joke to me. You will get your goddamn act together, or that bitch gonna leave you. End the motherfucking story. And here's the thing. What women do not understand is when males are born, they have most of them have communication deficits. A lot of them can't even tell you how they feel. They don't even have the words to explain how they feel. They have it's a deficit called alexithymia, right? That is a lack of an emotional vocabulary, and more boys than girls are affected with that.
I went into the boys' home. They used to give us a whole motherfucking sheet of all different faces.
The male can't even, he does not even have the ability to decode what a facial expression looks like.
She's telling the truth. Listen, man.
Listen, he is corroborating everything that I'm saying. Look at his body language. Look how hype he got. Look how excited and hype he got when I said that. And listen to what he says when he went to school. The male does not have the ability to even decode. They don't even know how they feel. Ladies, the male he can't even tell you how he feels. He don't have the fucking words. So when I spoke about the issue with alexithymia, lack of emotional vocabulary, look how excited he got, confirming what I'm saying to be true. 1929, we're going to go back to 1915. There we go.
I went into the boys' home. They used to give us a whole motherfucking sheet of all different faces.
The male can't even, he does not even have the ability to decode what a facial expression looks like.
She's telling the truth. Listen, man, I told y'all I had a psychologist in psychiatry. So when in counseling, they would give us at least 2 different sheets that had 100 different facial with the names of these faces describing the emotions. And that's how they say, okay, how you feeling? Most niggas got stuck because they couldn't say how they felt.
Can't.
They had to pick the face that was more logically they think how they feel.
Listen, y'all steady saying that I'm just pulling shit out of thin air, that the male is incapable of love, and he's sitting up here telling you that they are incapable of even coming up with the words to tell you how they feel, that they gotta point out pictures. Right? University. Listen to this. University of Montreal researchers found that women are better than men at reading facial expressions and tone of voice, which may help with fostering relationships. Women pick up subtle signs of sadness 90% of the time, whereas men pick up on such signs only 40% of the time. Y'all steady sitting up here thinking I'm just pulling shit out of thin air. When I keep saying that men are incapable of love, they have a reduced ability to do a lot of shit. And they are incapable of a lot of shit. But this who we put in charge. This who we got running the world. This who we got running the world, motherfuckers that need to have a bunch of happy, smiling emojis on the goddamn wall. How you feel? I don't know. Here, let me give you a picture. How you feel, son? Which one? And you gotta color them. The red one. I think I feel like the red one. This who we got in charge of the goddamn world. A motherfucker where you gotta put a goddamn list of fucking emojis on the wall and say point to how you feel. God damn it. Of an emotional vocabulary, and more boys than girls are affected with that.
I went into the boys' home. They used to give us a whole motherfucking sheet of all different faces.
The male can't even, he does not even have the ability to decode what a facial expression looks like.
She's telling the truth. Listen, man, I told y'all I had a psychologist in psychiatry. So in counseling, they would give us at least 2 different sheets that had 100 different facial with the names of these faces describing the emotions. Yeah. And that's how they say, okay, how you feeling? Most niggas got stuck because they couldn't say how they felt. Can't. They had to pick the face that was more logically to they think how they feel. The face, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, you hit some point. That's why niggas can't express their feelings in relationships.
And this is why they're going crazy, because the woman has been kept out of the nature, the knowledge, and the makeup of a male. The woman don't know. So she has been sold this lie about men being these high-level people, and she's expecting him to do that. So just look at all of the stuff that men have to deal with. First of all, they're born with a lot of deficits. Their right side of their brain is mostly shut down, and they're primarily operating from the left side of the brain. Testosterone makes these dudes think about so many defiled things. And then you integrate them into society and tell them to live up to these social standards where they have to control all of these beastly things. And then you put a expectation on how much money that they have to achieve and all of that. This is a mountain of things and the male cannot handle all of these obligations. So he's crumbling inside, and then he don't know how to say how he feels. Then the woman don't know what the male is going through, and she puts all these other expectations on him. That's why they say she nagging. Tell me how you feel. He don't know how he feels. So he in his own body, he don't know how he feels, and he can't tell you how he feels. Now you want him to do something extra to read you. He don't even know what the look is on your face. He don't know. He don't know. But women look. Charleston is agreeing. He don't know. So if you can't decode a person's face, you can't be emotionally expressive, right? You can't understand the woman's point of view or connect with her. How the fuck you gonna be capable of love? How could you be capable of love? I just won't know. I want anybody who thought that I was pulling this shit out of thin air for shock value, I want you to apologize to me. I want to see a bunch of, I'm sorry, Princella, you might be on to something. You might be on to something, Princella. I want an apology, goddammit. So they inadvertently are causing males more issues and making them more angry. And guess what happens when you raise testosterone levels? It cuts out the orbital frontal cortex.
They become like beasts and animals.
And they can't control. Listen, he said it again. They become like beasts and animals. They become like beasts and animals. So, I told you that I got 2 objectives when I come in there. Get a person to agree with me or come out of character. Get them to agree with me or come out of character. Them the only 2 options they got. Because I seen a lot of people was like, well, Princella held her own. She was real graceful and cool, calm, collected, all that. I told you what my mission is. And my mission is not to argue with, convince no male or nothing. My objective is to either get them to agree with me and bow down to the truth, or come out of character. And when they come out of character, I just point to them and say, see, I ain't really got no dog in the fight, because it ain't gonna matter to me if you come out of character or agree. Either way, you confirm what I'm saying, right? Either way, you confirm what I'm saying. So what the hell I need to get all bent out of shape for? So it shuts him off, and then next thing you know, he done blacked out and popped you in the mouth.
That's why niggas have to be in football to learn this from coach. That's why they have to go to the military. That's why they have to get in different trainings so they can learn it. Outside of that, the natural man, without the right training, without the right teaching, without the proper nourishment, will destroy everything in his path.
Exactly. Listen. He'll look at the world. Look at the world. Now he say, and most of these dudes ain't got it. He gonna destroy everything in his path. Listen, he's speaking genuinely. He's speaking genuinely at the beginning. Everything he's saying, look at the passion. Listen, y'all gotta start reading people. You gotta start learning how to read people. Everything that he is saying is genuine right here. The excitement, the enthusiasm about saying these things, right? About corroborating them, right? Because he truly believes these things. Y'all got to learn how to read people. This ain't nothing but genuineness right here.
Without the right teaching, without the proper nourishment, will destroy everything in his path.
Exactly. So if you know anything about astrology, you have air, water, earth, fire. Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries are fire signs, and they are masculine signs. So what happens if you let a fire get out of control? It ain't saying that we don't need fire, because fire is good for cooking stuff, for candles and stuff, but what happens when it get out of control? It tear up everything, it burn down everything. You have to control fire. Fire is a masculine energy. So when you invest into the masculine, you either burn money or you blow money. Air signs are also masculine. So people are investing into males and wonder why they ain't getting no return. Because if you don't train the male early, you got to about 3 years old before you make a real positive. If by 5, if you ain't made no impact, baby, you done fucked up for the
well, because those are the pivotal years for the foundation and the temperament of this being.
Exactly.
Right. So whatever that motherfucker get from 0 to 5, it shows at 40, and it don't change.
It don't change. Yeah, you hear? Y'all hear that shit? That's genuine. That's genuine right there. Anything he don't get between 0 to 5, you practically cement him in, and he'll be like that till he's 40, and you can't change. Train a child in the way that he should go, and when he grows old, he would never depart. Remember, that book was geared towards males. So from 0 to 5, if you don't get him between then, you done fucked up and practically cemented him in for the rest of his life. Male children are so damn sensitive, and it's so easy to go wrong with a male child because they just that goddamn fragile. Right? So if this is how males are, multiply this fragility in numbers across the board. Now think about all the stuff that we was talking about. Their inability to tell you how they feel. They can't understand or connect to the right side of the brain, right? They're fragile. Any little thing fucked them up for the rest of their life. They based on food and sex. This is everything that Charleston said out of his own mouth in the interview. Let them loose and they destroy everything in their path. Now can you see why the world is fucked up? See, he didn't know that he was corroborating everything that I teach. He had no clue. So even when he started hooping and hollering and jumping around, you know, like he was on a trampoline and shit, right? He was corroborating everything. He couldn't, by the time he did that, there was no way that he could clean it up. There was no way that he could clean up all of this stuff that has already been said. Hold on, y'all. See, by the time, see, I'm a professional at this. See, when you come, see, Princella, when you come to me, baby, you better be on your game. I'm here to help the world. I'm not here just for clout. I am a teacher. I am trying to get women to change their behavioral patterns. The world depends on women changing their behavioral patterns, making better choices. The world depends on women. I'm not here playing. So when you step in the sit, you got to come ready. Because here's the thing. We either gonna have an intellectual discussion and you gonna bow down and agree, or you're gonna become an example. You're gonna become a case study. That's it. You can't there's no in between with that. Case study or a partner to figure out how we can get the message out even further by you agreeing with me. That's it. In arrested development, and see, that's why the Bible, again, these patriarchal religions were made for males. Train a child in the way he should go.
That's why everything is he.
This is not about the woman.
I keep telling niggas that God didn't even talk to the woman. It's about him.
The feminine is the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the feminine part of the mind. It can do think of trillions of things. It's suggestible. The female is suggestible. She can change her mind. You see, he's in agreement. You see, it's like I lit a fire. He was rolling with everything. All of it. Right?
That's what make a nigga feel guilty when he do wrong on the inside.
Yeah.
That part of your brain.
Yeah.
You got that right side saying, do it, nigga, fuck that shit. Boy, that quiet left side, it's the woman's side.
Okay? It's actually the other way around. The left side of the brain is the analytical side, right? And the right side of the brain is the feminine side, is the creative side, it's the imaginative side, right? It is the wonder side.
It's so much pressure on the boy now because he's watching so many men fail. That's why so many boys are tapping into the estrogen side of their brain, the woman side. That pressure. And if you don't have the right environment, so you go back to environment and nurture.
Yeah.
If you're not nurtured properly from the time you laying in your mother's belly, the thing that you hear through her ears while she pregnant. The shit that she feel while you in her stomach, you take on all of that as a boy.
Yeah, and that's why it's important. That's why when you see like old shows, the woman got to get rest because the whole. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up my research paper right here, and we're gonna replay that real quick. I want you to hear, because this is real shit. What happens with the male, right? Pull up the research paper. Bam! You already know how Princella got to do, baby. Baby, I'm not no rookie. All right, let's go. National Library of Medicine. Let's go down. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's go back up here. Okay. By the time a boy is born, well, let me go back. Let's go back up to the top. Downhill from conception to birth. At conception, there are more male than female embryos. This may be because spermatozoa carrying the Y chromosome swim faster than those carrying X. The male's pole position is, however, immediately challenged. External maternal stress. Listen. External maternal stress around the time of conception is associated with a reduction in the male to female sex ratio, suggesting that the male embryo is more vulnerable than the female. From this point on, it is downhill all the way, suggesting that the male embryo is the male fetus is at greater risk of death or damage from almost all the obstetric catastrophes that can happen before birth. Perinatal brain damage, cerebral palsy, congenital deformalities of the genitalia and limbs, premature birth, and stillbirth are commoner in boys. And by the time a boy is born, he is on average developmentally some weeks behind his sister. A newborn girl is the physiological equivalent of a 4 to 6 week old boy. The male brain is heavier, with a larger hypothalamus, probably from the influence of a surge of testosterone in the third trimester of pregnancy, which also promotes greater muscle bulk. Similar differences have been observed in chimpanzees. At term, the excess has fallen from around 120 male conceptions to 105 boys per 100 girls. Male excess of developmental and behavioral disorders. By the time a boy is born, the pattern seems set. Developmental disorders, such as specific reading delay, hyperactivity, autism, and related disorders, clumsiness, stammering, and Tourette's syndrome, occur 3 to 4 times more often in boys than in girls. Although girls, when they have such a disorder, may be more severely affected. Conduct and oppositional disorders are at least twice as common in boys. Listen to me. Conduct and oppositional disorders are at least twice as common in boys. Genetic factors are known to play a part, varying from low heritability in conduct disorder to high in autism. But why are they all commoner in boys? None of these conditions is sex-linked in the classical sense. But Skuse et al. Propose that the X chromosome does carry some of the burden on the social and cognitive deficits that are common to many, but not all, of these disorders. They found that of people with Turner syndrome, XO, those with an X chromosome from their mothers who would be boys if they had a Y chromosome, has significantly more hyperactivity, attention deficits, and poorer social and emotional expressivity than those with X chromosomes from their fathers. These results are supported by the twin study of Scarfield et al., which shows a significant genetic influence on social cognition to the disadvantage of males. Males are attempting something extra all through life. Males are attempting something extra all through life. They can't do a lot of shit that women swear up and down they can, even though they ain't did no goddamn study or no analysis on the male. The woman just swear up and down she know men and know what a male can do, and Princella is the crazy one for saying them motherfuckers can't do it. Princella the delusional one for saying these motherfuckers can't do it, even though Charleston sitting up here corroborating everything I'm saying. Social and cultural attitudes. Since the sex of most fetuses is unknown to the parents until birth, social attitudes and prejudices about the sex of the baby cannot make any difference. But as soon as the child is born, these can amplify pre-existing biological disadvantage, or indeed, in traditional patriarchal societies where males are strongly favored, reduce it. I keep telling y'all that patriarchy is a wheelchair ramp for the handicapped male. The male is a handicapped product on planet Earth, and patriarchy is a wheelchair ramp for him. And it has conditioned these males to become accustomed to getting their needs met for no cost. Listen to me. Patriarchy has conditioned males to believe that they can get their needs met for no cost because patriarchy gave them everything. And now patriarchy is pulling the rug from under them. They not giving the male shit no more. That's the reason why the male is out of pocket. That's the reason that the male is out of pocket. Baby, I'm a master at this shit, man. I know what I'm talking about. In rural Bangladesh, for example, more girls than boys die during infancy and early childhood. Cultural expectations about masculinity shape the experience of boys as they grow up. Most at risk are the boys who don't talk. They become ashamed of being ashamed, and then they stop feeling anything. This makes them seem invulnerable, even to themselves. This is not a safe strategy, but this is what patriarchy produced. I want y'all to roll that back one more time. Patriarchy produced this shit by telling the male that he is supposed to carry the traits of a woman. Leadership is not the trait or the characteristic of masculinity, but they reassigned the natural attributes of the feminine, and they reassigned it to the masculine and told boys that that's what they had to live up to. And then they pushed stoicism, and then they had women being baby making machines, producing more boys than girls and keeping them here and letting these girls die. This is how you ended up with so many broken males all over the globe, causing the world a motherfucking problem. And then when you have Charleston White say, well, food and fucking, that's the nature of a male. What's the problem? What's the problem is we have produced an overabundance of males on planet Earth that planet Earth can no longer sustain, and it has put everybody's life at risk. Since the sex of most fetuses is unknown to the parents until birth. Social attitudes and prejudices about the sex of the baby cannot make any difference. But as soon as the child is born, these can amplify pre-existing biological disadvantage. Or, indeed, in traditional patriarchal societies where males are strongly favored, reduce it. Patriarchy helps reduce the male's disadvantage by favoring him. So in Bangladesh, for example, more girls than boys die. Okay, more girls than boys die during infancy and childhood. Why? Because they neglect them girls. They starve them. They just abandon them. They throw them to the side. This is what they do in Bangladesh. No respect for the feminine. This is how you ended up with more boys and more males on the planet. Nurturing them and extending their life when planet Earth was trying to keep them at a low. Right? Cultural expectations about masculinity shape the experiences of boys as they grow up. Most at risk are the boys who do not talk. They become ashamed of being ashamed, and they try to stop feeling anything. This makes them seem invulnerable, even to themselves, and this is not a safe strategy. The excess of non-fatal and fatal accidents among boys seems to be part of a pattern of poor motor and cognitive regulation. Listen, the excess of non-fatal and fatal accidents among boys seems to be part of a pattern of poor motor and cognitive regulation in the developing male, leading to misjudgment of risk. In adolescence, the nature of risk-taking may change and lead to dangerous experiments with drugs and alcohol, or to violence against self and others. This is what has been produced on planet Earth by creating a patriarchal system and conditioning women to believe that boys are easier to raise than girls and that God is a man. Women have put controls on their girls, neglected their boys, and let the boys run free in their deficiencies, creating ticking time bombs. And this is why the male who don't have the words to explain to you why a single mother is bad for boys, all they can do is say, you birthed them, you a single mama with all them boys. They don't have the intelligence to convey to you why that shit's so bad, because they don't have the language to express how they feel. They can't tell you how fucked up they are because their ego so desperately wants you to see them as a leader, even though they know that they're fragile. They know this shit. So, like I say, when they come talk to me, baby, they got one or two options. You either gonna agree or you gonna get out of goddamn character. Agree or get out of character. I don't give a fuck if you want to fuck me. I don't care if you like me. I don't care if you think I'm pretty or look like Lil Bow Wow. I don't care if you think I'm old. I don't give a fuck. You're going to either come out of character or you're going to agree. I'm not here for male validation, baby. I'm here to tell the goddamn truth. That's it. That's it. So we've been on for a while. So I'm not going to keep y'all all night. So we can do a part 2 on this. We're going to stop it right here. We're going to stop it right here because we only got through 24 minutes and 40 seconds. Baby, y'all know I can turn a 5-minute video into a 5-hour show. Y'all know I can do it. I can turn a 5-minute video into a 5-hour show. I only got through 24 minutes of this. Shit. Baby, Baby, they can't do what I do, baby. I'm too good. I got too much wisdom under my belt. I got too much goddamn education under my belt. Whoo. I love it. Let's see. All right, so I'm gonna let a couple people call in. We're not gonna stay on too long. Let's see, 832-627-6575. 2 minutes less. I'm only taking 5 calls, so y'all can get out of here and go to sleep. 2 minutes, say your piece, and so we can get out. 5 calls. That's it. All right. 832-627-6575. Right. Let me see what we got on the super chats. Make sure you like. If you ain't liked the video, make sure you like the show. All right. And okay. Hello, who am I speaking with?
Hey, Princella, it's Jamila.
Hey, Jamila, what you got for me tonight?
Yeah, great live as always. I always love your recaps.
Yeah.
I was there for the actual live, and obviously it was really hard to watch, especially when he really started to pop off. But as you say, the purpose is really to just expose these males and allow them to show their true nature and behavior to everybody so that the truth can no longer be hidden or denied.
Right.
Yeah. So I just wanted to share something really quickly. I had a conversation with my parents a couple weeks ago about male nature and about how they're predators. And both of my parents had 2 different reactions. Mm-hmm. My dad completely agreed, of course. Mm-hmm. My mom, on the other hand, was like, "Oh, predator, that's a very strong word. I don't agree."
Yeah.
She's clueless. My mom's a pick-me who refuses to see the truth of male nature. I actually once told her that my ex was abusive and he stalked me after he ended the relationship, and she actually still kept in contact with him and, would update me about how he moved on to another relationship and was getting married, and she went to the fucking wedding of a dude who stalked her own daughter.
Wow.
So honestly, your content has helped me I kind of had to limit my contact with her. Mm-hmm. And, sometimes I want to just scream at her, like, what kind of fucked up mother does that? But what I realized is that there's no use being angry. Right. And the main way I healed from that was realizing that she's brainwashed, under patriarchal religion. She's heavily indoctrinated, and there's unfortunately no saving her, but I do have to keep my distance to save myself.
Absolutely. And I suggest that you do just that.
Yes. Yeah. So, thank you so much for your work, and I will continue to be a supporter.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes, I'm only.
Hello?
Princella speaking. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is Tamika.
All right, Tamika, what you got? 2 minutes or less.
I just want to support everything that you do. Me and my mother, she's here right now. My mother had a problem with a homosexual a while back, but I helped her through that, and now she's a big friend of me too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm really nervous, but I just love everything you do. I wanted to say that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. All right. This is gonna be my last call. Last call.
Hello.
Hello, Princella speaking. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is Z.
Hey Z, what you got for me tonight?
I just want to say, like, thank you to you for this movement. Like, it is wake up time, and this is something completely different than what everybody else is doing, and you know what they're doing in the conscious community and everything. So I'm just excited about this. You know, feminine power. It is time for us to wake up, and and it's like everything that you say, it resonates with me because you're speaking things that I felt but could never put into words since childhood. I've never felt right, you know, being with men, and denied my truth, and then hated myself for my own truth and being a lesbian. And it was just, and I don't hate men. They were always my friends. I always enjoyed their company. But being a tomboy, just as you do get to know them on another level that other women don't, and you see the truth about them in a way that the typical woman just doesn't. And so there was always something I felt about them that was kind of like just and a little bit, I don't want to say beneath me, but like lesser, you know, something lesser. And I never was able to like really be able to convey like what it was that I felt about them. And so the things that you're saying about their nature, that is what I have always found kind of repulsive with men. It's that very nature that society turns them into is such a turn off. And not to mention that, you know, most of them aren't really very attractive. You know, women are beautiful, you know, but I am just grateful to have come across you. It is wake up time, and it is time for everybody to wake up to their true self, owning your power, that consciousness, that self-awareness, you know, and seeing your place in this world and your role in this world and in your own life, and how you've structured your life and your beliefs, you know. So this is just a great thing. It's a different belief system. It's a reprogramming for the mind of the woman. And I'm just like, kudos to you. Hats off to you, sister.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, y'all. Let me go ahead and call out these cash apps. I got a busy day tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to get off of here. Let's see. Beast Mode Jones, 1999. You're good at what you do. You're tapped into the crown chakra for sure. Please explain to us, what is your definition of love? I run a workshop called Love, Men, and Manipulation Decoded. That is a 6-hour workshop. So if y'all want to know and get schooled on that, then y'all can go sign up for that on my website, princellathequeenmaker.com. Spiritually Fit LLC, $50 sticker. Vanity 7, $5. Poetic Chaos, $5. Oya B Gold, $10. The Guide, $5. Liz C, $10. Feel like I'm in church, except this is useful information. Ashley Pullett, $20. They will not be able to handle a world where most women take back their freedom. Keep freeing our sisters, Princella. DJ Torch and Friends Live, $10. Charleston was submissive as fuck. Lady Muse, $5. They agree with the diagnosis until you prescribe the medicine. Exactly. We got to change the world. We cannot keep things the same. Cause and effect, baby. That's how it be. Let's go ahead and see what we got on the cash apps. Candace Hall, $25. Marquita War, $15. And Goddess Ruthless, $8. All right. I thank you so much for supporting the show. And thank y'all all for who tuned in. Make sure you like the video before you leave. We did this in 3 hours. We're going to come back and do another, the part 2 for this, because baby, this is education time, baby. This is, we on a whole nother spiritual plane, baby. Come on up in here. Thank y'all so much. I'll talk to y'all later.